Good morning, students. Today we are going to start a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is History of Communication. So, this chapter, as you can already understand from the heading, is about the communication system, okay, and how it developed. So, let's follow what the book says. We spend a lot of time every day communicating with other people. To get in touch with people who are far away, we use phones and the internet. But it was not so simple even 100 years ago. Let us see how things were. So as you can see from these few lines, we are going to talk about how the communication system was previously. In today's age, how do we communicate? We communicate with the help of our phones, right? We call people, we send them a message or a text, or we send them some message on WhatsApp. Sometimes we can also email them, we can contact them via Facebook or other apps, right? But before there was the internet, before there was the phone, the people had to communicate. So we are going to read about the various ways the people used to communicate previously. First, we are going to talk about letters and postal services. A letter is a written message that was sent to someone. The earliest letters were written by kings and other important people and sent through messengers on foot or on horses. Ordinary people could not send letters. Then, about 400 years ago, postal services between large cities were started in France and England. The person who received the letter had to pay for the service. The postage charged for sending a letter was high, and only a few cities with post offices were served. So very few people used postal services. So you see in this paragraph what is being said is, we are talking about letters, and these letters were written and then sent, right? So someone used to write a letter and then they used to send it to someone. At very early ages, when there were kings, only kings used to send letters to one another or members of the royal family or some important person. What they used to do is the king or a member of his family used to write a letter, and then one of his subjects, maybe some guard or someone, used to take that letter to the person whom it was written for, either by walking or by riding the horse. Ordinary people like you and me at that time could not write letters because they were not able to send them. Then about 400 years ago, postal services between large cities were started in France and England. So 400 years ago, the first postal services started, and they started in France and England. What is a postal service? A postal service is a system where someone writes a letter, comes and gives it to the postal service, and then they send it to that person. That means in the previous time, what happened was there was a middleman who was working for the king, right, to take the letters from one place to another. Now the postal service, they used to take the letters for even the common people. So the common people could also write letters after the beginning of the postal service. But there was still a bit of a problem. What was that? That the person who received the letter had to pay for it. Suppose I have written a letter and send it via the postal service to you. So you would have to pay money for receiving that letter. The postage charge for sending a letter was high. That means I had to pay a high amount of money to send the letter. Then the company would be taking it to you, and you also had to pay some money to receive the letter. That is why many people could not use that service. About 200 years ago, the postal services became prepaid. Prepaid means you pay first. Postpaid means you take the service, then you pay. Prepaid means you pay for the service, then you get the service. It also became much cheaper to send letters. To show that a letter had been paid for, it was stamped using ink. Soon this method was replaced by the postage stamp, which was a small piece of paper worth a small amount of money. The stamp was stuck on the letter to show that the charges for sending the letter had already been paid. Lower costs and more post offices led to a wider use of postal services. So what happened after the prepaid service started? What the post office used to do was, they suppose someone goes to them to send a letter. Okay, they used to stamp the letter. They used to use a stamped ink. Okay, ink stamp. So they used to stamp the letter so that when it was received by the person, they knew that this money for this letter had been already given. Okay, and along with that, the charges for sending a letter had also decreased. So people had to pay lesser amount of money. After this ink system came the stamp system. Okay, so a stamp, suppose charges for sending a letter to one place is 1 rupee. Okay, so what they used to do is, the person had to buy a stamp for 1 rupee, and they could stick the stamp and then send the letter. So they did not have to go to the post office to pay for the letter then send it. They could buy the stamp from the post office. They could keep it with them, and whenever they wanted to send a letter, they could put the stamp on the letter and then send it to the post office, from where it would be delivered. So see, this became much easier for the common people. Okay, so the ordinary people started to use it more and more, and that is how the postal services became more useful. So lower cost and more post office. There was a huge increase in the number of post office. These two reasons led to a wider use in post offices. See here, we have two pictures. One of the picture is that of a stamp of England. Okay, so this is the penny black. It is a stamp which has the picture of Queen Victoria, and this is an Indian stamp that was released after independence. At the time of India's independence, most post offices were in towns and cities. Now, India has the largest number of post offices in the world. Most of these are in villages where the postal system is very important. This is not only because courier companies charge a lot of money for letters and parcels, but also because they do not serve many places. They also do not offer services like sending money through a money order. For thousands of villagers who came to town and cities to work, a money order is the only way to send money home. If a letter or a parcel needs to reach quickly, they use the Speed Post Service of India, our postal service. Okay, so what is being said here is that at the time of independence, there were not many post offices. Okay, particularly not in the villages. The post offices, whichever we had, were in the towns and cities. But after that, there was a huge increase in the number of post offices. And now India has the largest number of post offices in the world. So, post office and postal system is very important. Okay, particularly to people who are living in villages or who are working outside. Why? Because courier services, okay, courier company are basically people, okay, they also provide a similar service of taking things from one place and delivering to another place. So like we have Blue Dart. Okay, Blue Dart is a courier company. What do? They pick up a thing from one place and they deliver it to whoever wants that thing, right? So that is the courier service. And postal service, they are almost similar, but courier services take a lot of money for doing the same work that the post offices can do. So many people are dependent on post offices, and particularly in case of sending money order. What is a money order? Suppose a person has gone to work. Okay, his family is somewhere and that person is living somewhere else, and this person has to send money to his family. Nowadays, we have various systems. We have online bankings, right? We have Google Pay, we have Paytm. We have various systems to send money to anyone, anywhere in the world. But previously, it was not that easy. So people had to send money orders. They had to fill up a form and they had to pay the amount of money to the post office, and the post office would forward it to the person, whoever needed the money. That means whoever had been sent to. So that is what money orders are used for. Okay. So postal services are the only who can send money orders. Courier services cannot take money orders. And if a letter or parcel needs to reach quickly, we use the speed post service of India Post. India Post is the Indian postal service. Okay. And the speed post is, they send posts faster. Like, in the normal postal service, if a letter would take 2 days to reach a place, the speed post can make it happen in 1 day or lesser amount of time. Okay, so that is speed post service. So this is about your postal service. Okay, now let us talk about the next section, which is telegram and telegraph. Okay, so we are going to read about telegraph and telegram system. Around 200 years ago, different systems of sending coded messages over electric wires were developed. The system was called electric telegraphs. One such system was developed by an American called Samuel Morse. It sent messages using a code known as the Morse code. The code used dots and dashes to represent the letters of the English alphabet and the numerals 0 to 9. The message was sent by tapping a special switch called the telegraph key. At the other end of the line, the taps were heard as short and long clicks. A trained operator would hear the sounds and write down the message. A message sent by a telegraph is called a telegram. So, telegraph is the machine and telegram is the message. So this picture is the picture of a telegraph, and this picture shows us the way of using a telegraph. Okay, so the telegram that is sent. Now what is being said here is, what is telegraph? Okay, telegram is a coded message. Okay, it's not like anyone can understand. Suppose I send you a message via telegraph. Okay, if I send you a telegram, if you only know how to use the Morse code, okay, you can understand what I am saying to you. If you do not understand that, then you can't understand what I am saying to you. So it is coded messages. Okay, and it is an electric telegraph. It uses electricity. So see, from postal services, there is bit of a development. Postal services did not require electric services. Postal services had to travel from one place to another. Here, telegraph uses electricity, and the telegram, for sending a telegram, one person does not have to go from one place to another. Okay, and this system particularly, which is famously used, is the Morse code. Okay, so it was invented by a person, an American person named Samuel Morse, and it is known as the Morse code, and it has dots and dashes which show the various alphabets and numbers 0 to 9. Okay, so the English alphabets and the numbers 0 to 9 all are included in the dots and dashes. Here you have been given an example of the Morse code. Okay, and this is the emergency signal, or SOS, save our souls. So this is one of the examples. You can see this is how a person would receive a message. Okay, so if you do not understand the Morse code, then you can obviously not understand what is being said here, right? So that is why Morse code is different. The message was sent by tapping a special switch called the telegraph key. See here, this key is the telegraph key. So this key had to be tapped to send the message, and electrical signals were sent through this part and someone on the other side could hear. What could they hear? They could hear short and long clicks. A trained operator would hear the sounds and write down the message. A message sent by a telegraph is called a telegram. So I think it's clear here. Okay, give this part a read once again and you can understand better. In improved telegraph services, messages are typed in using a keyboard. A printer prints out the message on the other end. Sorry. So you see, telegraph services have also developed. How have they developed? Previously, the Morse code was typed. Okay, someone used to click and tap, and the Morse code used to be received on the other side. Here in this case, someone types it on the keyboard. Okay, so if I have to send you a telegram, I will be typing on the keyboard and you can see the message on the other side. And the printer prints the message on the other end. The telegraph was the first means by which messages could be received immediately at a far-off place. It was used mainly by governments, the military, newspaper, and businesses. Post offices offered a telegram service to help people send urgent messages. The use of telegraph came down when people started using phones. So you see, the use of letters, use of telegraphs, all these methods slowly declined with the rise in the use of phones. Previously, before the year 2000, okay, 20 years back, people did not have phones. Okay, there were very few people who had phones, particularly mobile phones. That time there were landline phones. Okay, so very few people used mobile phones. So it was still used. Telegraphs and letters were still in use. But with the development of particularly the mobile phones, the use of telegraphs or use of letters and postal services have declined a lot. So post offices also offer telegraph services so that people can send messages. Okay, these systems are still there. They are still there, but there has been a huge decline. Okay, not many people, very few people use these services because it is much easier to send a message by using a phone or by calling someone, right? So I will end here today, and in the next video I will be continuing with the remaining part of the chapter. So that's all for today. Thank you and bye bye.